Hello everyone, this is my first video and today I'm going to show you how to derive the quadratic formula. Well, first of all, you might be thinking, how do we turn this, a simple equation in standard form, to this monstrosity? Okay, the first step to getting the x by itself is to subtract, now how do I say this? Separate the constant from the variables, because in pre-algebra, we learned that to find the value of a variable, we have to separate the constants from it. So you would have to subtract c and put it on the other side. And now, to get one step closer to separating x from like all of the other variables, you have to divide everything here by a. So you would be left with x squared plus bx over a equals negative c over a. Now, when I tried to solve this with zero context as like a practice problem my teacher gave me, I was really confused on what to do after here. But this is because I didn't learn this thing called completing the square. It's where you multiply your second term over here by 1/2 and then square it, and then you end up with a perfect square trinomial, which is really easy to factor, and that allows you to break it down even more. So if we did complete the square here, it would look something like x squared plus bx over a plus b over 2a squared. And the x isn't included here because uh, this only when you're completing the square, you only have to complete the square of the coefficient. If you include the variable, that is a mistake. And you can't just randomly like pull that out of nowhere, so you have to add that onto the other side. Squared. Okay. Now we have to factor this, and this is where factoring becomes really easy. And here's just a trick for factoring perfect square trinomials. So you just want to write down your first term, which would be x here, and you want to look at what sign this is, if it's positive or negative, and this here is positive, so this would be a plus. And you just write the term inside of the parentheses as your last number. So this would be x plus b over 2a, and then square everything. And this is just this in factored form, and that's why we complete the square. So this is actually equal to this. Sorry, my drawings are kind of sloppy. Alright, but what now? Like, we've done like seemingly everything, but we can just simplify the right side even more. So if we actually solve this out, it would be negative c over a plus b squared over 4a squared is equivalent to this. Okay, now simplifying it even further, we don't like this, okay? We don't like two fractions being added to each other with different denominators. So you probably learned this in pre-algebra, but you can add any two numbers if their denominators are the same. So we can multiply negative ca by 4a to get 4a squared, and they will have the same denominator. So it would look like negative 4ac over 4a squared plus b squared over 4a2. Okay, now we get to the point on why we made their denominators the same. We add them. But the problem is, we can't directly add them right now. So, we're getting closer to the quadratic formula, though. So, when we move this over to the left side, sorry, let me just erase that. So, when we move this over to the left side for a c, we can put them all under the same fraction. Now, all of this is considered one fraction now, since we made their denominators equivalent. And this is equivalent to x plus b over, b over 2a squared. Now, to simplify this, we're almost there. You want to square root everything in the equation. So this cancels each other out, and these both just don't exist anymore. But on the other side, there's just a square root over b squared minus 4ac over 4a squared. But now there's nothing we can directly take the square root of in the numerator, but it's really easy to do that for the denominator. So that would be 2a over b squared minus 4ac. So we just leave the square root up there. And now for the final step, to finally get x on its own, we subtract b over 2a to get negative b square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. And if you're wondering where the denominator of this fraction went, they have the same fraction, so they technically combine into one big fraction and make this, the quadratic formula. And that's how you do it. And I know I wasn't a very good teacher, but this is my first video, so please cut me some slack.